reached out to my phone, and the next thing I just wanted to give him my phone, and the next thing was a gunshot. I heard a gunshot. I was actually unconscious for a while because it hit me so hard. My nose, my teeth got broken, as you can see. I have braces on. Then it pierced both my eyes. I just literally felt blood pouring out of my eyes. There was blood pouring out of my nose. There was blood pouring out of my mouth. I was bleeding profusely. September 12, 2019, I was an Uber driver. I started driving Uber January that same year. Yes. So September 12th was the day it all happened. I was conveying one of my riders. As an Uber driver, I was conveying one of my riders. I picked her from 1004 Estate. She was heading towards Papa Ajao. So getting to Akpogmo Bridge, we encountered traffic on our way. And this was around 8:30 p.m. or 8:20 thereabouts. So while in traffic, something just said I should pray. That thing just said I should pray. My spirit just told me to pray. 20 minutes into the traffic, I saw two young guys, that's two young boys, not more than 19, not more than 18, 19. They looked like, I actually thought that there were people coming back from work. They passed my car, they were looking into the car suspiciously. So I wasn't really comfortable with it. So I was sensitive about that, one of them looking into the car. So I just noticed that they halted, they both stopped behind my car. And the next thing I told my rider to just keep her stops. I started panicking. I felt like something was going to happen. So these guys came back. They came back to the side of the car. One of them was behind. That one didn't have a gun. I didn't notice any gun. I didn't even know what to do at first. But the next thing I did was I told my rider to just keep her stops under my seat. I just told her that, see, you're about to rob us, so that she should keep her stops. Because I was just concerned about my rider, that she should stay low, So this happened within a minute. I realized that this guy was persistent because he kept on showing me the gun, bring your phone. I was hearing it faintly. I reached out to my phone, and the next thing I just wanted to give him my phone, and the next thing was a gunshot. I heard a gunshot. And the pellets actually shattered the glass. The pellets pierced my eyes. I had some scars here that the glasses entered my body. So I was actually unconscious for a while because it hit me so hard. My nose, my teeth got broken, as you can see. I have braces on. Then it pierced both my eyes. The pellets actually pierced my eyes. So it actually ruptured my globe because the rider was moving me that I should wake up. I should wake up. She was scared. And the next thing, I just regained consciousness. I was trying to open my eyes. I just noticed I couldn't see. But at this point, so the young man just took off with his colleague, or let me say with his accomplice, and we were left alone. And the next thing, my rider started screaming, oh my God, they just shot you. And she was wailing and she was crying. And the next thing, I asked my rider if she's fine, if they didn't do anything to her, because I was unconscious for a while. I can't even tell how long right now, but I just woke up with, she was just pushing me that I should wake up, and I just literally felt blood pouring out of my eyes. There was blood pouring out of my nose. There was blood pouring out of my mouth. I was bleeding profusely. Nobody came to our rescue. Nobody came out from their cars, nobody. And there were cars around us, in front, at the back, nobody answered. So the next thing I told her, just go and get help. Just, go and get help. Just go and get help. So she ran down from the car. She took her stuff, she ran down. She was privileged to get into another Uber. So when they got to the end of the bridge, they saw that's two policemen. But before these policemen came, I was screaming. I was crying out for help all by myself. I've never felt so much pain in my life. Plus the fact that I was calling for attention, nobody answered. I was I was in so much pain. I called for help. I was bloody from my head to my toe. There was blood everywhere. I was bleeding continuously. Even when I crawled out of the car, I just kept on feeling blood coming out of my eyes. I touched my eyes. I just felt like something was broken, like broken egg. I just touched my eyes and I was like, wow. At that point, I just felt like something was wrong with my eyes, but I couldn't see. But the next thing, I just heard the voice of two policemen. 20 minutes later, or 30 minutes later, thereabouts. And the next thing they said, oh, see this guy, they just shoot this young guy. Oh my God, see what thing they do to this guy. It go be those robbers. So that was what I heard this policemen say. Those boys, those young boys. So it turned out that the boys that were doing that were actually cultists, because one of the inspectors told us eventually that they were cultists that always do those things at night. So the policemen took me into my own car in traffic again for another, like, let's say 1 hour, 2 hours. The other one took the steering. He didn't even mind all the blood on the seats. He just sat there. But luckily for me, we got to the hospital that's at Yaba, military hospital at Yaba. The first thing the doctor said was, wow, how come this guy is still alive? This guy is strong. But I just knew that it was the policemen that did their job and make sure I stayed alive. They called my mom, they called my sister, they took me in, gave me first aid, they did an x-ray. They realized I had like 20-something pellets in my head. Fast forward to the next day, they took me to Lasut because they felt like the hospital that can handle this kind of situation was Lagos State University Teaching Hospital. That was where I got the shocking news of my life. Everybody was around, my family, my loved ones were saying, Tommy, don't worry, it's going to be fine. The doctors will do their best. You will see again. So I asked one of the doctors, please just tell me what is going on. And the next thing he said, Tommy, I'm afraid you might not be able to see again. So at that point, the way he even said it, I know that it is you will not be able to see again. I felt devastated. And I was like, I'm just trying to do a legitimate job. And because of a 45,000 naira phone, is this how I'm going to go blind? I tried to do everything to open my eyes. I tried to I just felt like, okay, maybe I should just do something. Sometimes I will hit my eyes. Maybe I'll hit my head to see maybe it will reset itself or something. I was just confused about that news. I've been sighted for 27 years of my life. Nothing happened to my eyes, and just like that, in seconds, I lose my sight. I just couldn't wrap my head around it. I fell into depression. I just couldn't respond properly. When people talk to me, I would not respond at some point. I would be crying. I've never cried that way before. I would cry and cry. I cried to the extent that I just couldn't cry anymore. But my family was there for me. My loved ones was there for me. I'm so happy with the kind of family I have. At some point, I became suicidal. I would wake up at night trying to look for something to just kill myself. It was hard. It's a very hard news to just receive out of the blue, just like that. You tell me I'm not able to see again. So I started to pick myself back up from that incident. People find it very inspiring that I was able to pick myself back up after 7 days. Why? Because God helped me. I accepted my blindness. Instead of asking myself, why me? Why not you? You're alive. What can you bring out of this? So what did I do? I started to pick the lemons that life had thrown at me, started to turn them to lemonades. I realized that I could be a source of hope to people. So I started to work on myself. I started to develop myself. Eventually, during this period, my wife was actually there for me, who was my girlfriend then. If something happened then, so at a point I wasn't treating her well. So because why? I felt like she was of marriageable age. She was of age. So I was like, I'm not ready to take care of you. I don't have the financial means to take care of you. So just move on. You know, so doing all those, I mean, when it happened, my brother asked me, what of Anu? My wife's name is Anu. So he asked me, what of Anu? I say, you don't want to know what I've done to Anu. You know, don't even call her. She's not even going to answer you. You know. So my brother took my phone behind my back. This was when I was still in the hospital. He took my phone, he called her. He told her what happened. Surprisingly, she came the same day. When she touched my hand, I knew she was the one. And I was like, after what I've done to you, you came. How come? Why did you come?
When I saw him, it was so bad. It was so bad I had to forget the things that he has done to me. I can't even remember, as in, it was so bad. The swollen face, the swollen mouth, swollen, everything was swollen. His eyes were swollen. It was so bad. But fast forward, you know, because of, I couldn't just leave him because of what he has done to me. I kept on going back to the hospital to check up on him. I couldn't leave him because, you know, I just don't know, Sha, but I believe I love him. Apart from pitying him because of what happened to him, I love him so much that I could not leave him with that his condition, with what he was facing then. And he kept on saying that you cannot marry me, you have to leave me, I'm blind. And I kept on saying that I didn't meet you like this. I still love you, and I'm going to marry you. Now, here we are married with a son.
Till today, none of them have come to see me. The both team, they said they would send the team to come and see me. Till today, nobody from both. But they literally sent a lawyer to call my mom. And this pains me so much. To call my mom, to give her, they actually said that they wrote a check of 250,000, which I'm grateful for. But it's not the money that really pains me now. It's the fact that this is an organization. You didn't show that love to me. Yes, I might be working. Yes, I may not be working for you. I'm using your platform as a e-learning platform to get my riders. But at least you show love. I felt so bad that they didn't show that love to me. You know, they did their best. They sent me 250,000. But one thing I knew I had to do was to forgive this young man that shot me. You know, I knew that I was going to. I needed to let go. Why? Because I needed to develop myself. And having that bitterness, because it's the last person I saw before I lost my sight. In fact, the last picture I saw was the picture of the young man that shot me and a gun being pointed at me. Somebody sent an iPhone to me from UK. Somebody that heard my story, somebody in diaspora. So I was able to learn how to use my phone. I chat to myself. You know, I chat on WhatsApp. People are surprised. When people see me chatting, they say, I told me, are you sure you're the one chatting? It's a lie, it's your wife. I must say that without God, I don't think I'll be where I am today. It was a bitter experience. Till now, I still feel that, you know, God, I believe that you can make me see again. But I tell him, while I'm blind, I want you to use me. I want you to use my life as a source of hope to people.
We married 2020. I will not say, you know, marriage is not full of bed of roses, though. You have one of, but he has been the best husband. He has been the best husband. He's a loving man, and God has been supporting us. And I'm happy I married him. I'm not regretting.